Yeah, I'm a man child, so deal with it. All right, guys, it's Wednesday, June 17th, 12:30 in the afternoon. It's time to get some work done to the bug. But first, I mentioned in the last video that I think there's going to be a big change to this build. It's kind of a big one. Well, originally when I started getting ready to build this thing, I was going to build it into a really nice street car. And now I think it's changed. It's going to become a Baja Bug. So why a Baja Bug, Al? Why the big change of heart? Well, the more that I've looked at this car, when I was cleaning it the other day, all of this basically in here needs to be replaced. I don't know how well you can see, but it's, it's busted here. It's all damaged over here. The truth is, if you're building a Baja Bug, you cut these things off about right here. It's a little shorter than the regular Volkswagen. So that would eliminate a lot of this mess right here. Second reason is this car's fairly rusty. Full pans and all are fine. Trying to get bolts and stuff out are virtually impossible. And also, when I bought it, it had no rear deck, little panel that goes across here or anything. And these are in pretty bad shape. Again, building a Baja, you cut it off about in here somewhere. I'm not exactly sure. I haven't really researched it too much. I know I've always wanted one. And my plan was when I built this, if it came out good, I was going to build a Baja Bug. And here's the next big thing. This roll cage. I love it, guys. I really do. I don't want to get rid of it. So I think that would be perfect in a Baja. It'd make my life a lot better. Also, if I leave the roll cage in here, I don't want to have a rear seat. So I want to make it where well, I have an idea of how I want to build back here. And it would just go perfect with a two-seater car. If I build a street one, I really want to have the back seat in it. So I could carry more than two people if I had to. I know it's a tight fit back there, especially with me driving. So, with that being said, I think that's the way we're going to go. I haven't ordered anything yet that, just really the floor pans. Just sitting over there. So now would be the time to make up my mind and do it. And I've been checking on, I think it's called J-Bugs. They seem to have the best kits around. What I'm trying to decide now is they sell a one-piece front end for this thing. You know, it's got the front fenders and everything already mounted. I'll put a picture of it up here somewhere. And I'm either going to go with that, or I'm going to go ahead and they make another kit that we're not sure how it mounts and all, but it's a panel that comes up here, and then it's got an opening and closing hood. The truth is, I don't know if I really need an opening and closing hood. You know, the one-piece front end is removable, but you have to use, take some bolts out to do it. I went around and looked at YouTube, and quite honestly, there's hardly anybody on there doing a one-piece front hood. I found a dad and son that did it, and theirs is, to me, the best that I've seen so far. So I don't know. I think that might be the route that I'm going to go. And also, I don't have a hood for this one. Of course, if I go with the one piece, which I'm kind of thinking that's the way I want to go, it would fit right on top of, I won't need to buy another hood. And then what I'm thinking is get this thing together, and if it runs pretty good, may just get rid of my Jeep. I can't stand this thing sitting outside all the time right now. I never built the Jeep to be like a massive off-road car or nothing, but I did want something I could ride down some dirt roads with some ruts and stuff in it. But if I get the Baja running right, I could use it in place of my Jeep. So that might kill two birds with one stone, you know what I'm saying? I think what I want to do first is get over here and let's see what it's going to be like trying to get rid of this rust here. I'm going to run a brush over this real quick and see how much more holes I've got. I did see these two little holes that I missed. I'm basically going to make a patch pan for it and stick it on top of it. This back here is pretty bad in the back, but I think the metal that I've got will cover all that, and it may even go up as high as this. I haven't really checked it yet to see because I didn't notice those two little holes. But let me get a little wire brush action going on here, and let's see if we come into a whole lot more. Get back to you. All right, guys, I'll try to give y'all a little better view. I got a little light up in here, trying to be professional. Probably will go out as soon as I get started, but hey, I tried. Nice. Let's try that again. Doing a pretty good job, guys. Get this up out of the way. Alright guys, that made pretty quick work of that. Looks pretty good. I got a little bit more to go in the back. I think I need another grinding wheel though to get to that. Yeah, I cleaned it up pretty quick. Try to cut a little of this out back here as far as the, I think this is fiberglass. Maybe somebody had fiberglassed over this at one time. No, that's metal. I think when I get the cutting wheel out, I'll cut that out. My plan is I gotta measure out the floorboard that I bought. I'm just gonna cut it out and then just lay it in on top. That'll make welding a lot easier for me, because you gotta remember I have never welded before, so I think it'll work out just fine. And it'll get rid of all this rust back here. I'll have a new place for a battery box. Alright, let me get to it. This is about where it's going to sit. It's sitting up because of the roll bar and all right there. But don't think I'm even going to try to pull the roll bar out because of the fact that these bolts look sketchy. And I broke so many bolts off so far that I don't think I want to do it. I think what I'm going to do is cut this back about here. And I'm going to leave this little flap in here. Because there's a few little rust holes right here. And then of course these two. And then probably what I'll do is use some of this to fill this. I gotta do some heavy duty cutting on here to make it fit in there, and then I'll cut the floor out to get rid of the rust. Let's see what we can do. Alright guys, it's a sad story. This old grinder I have has kind of come to an end. I noticed it was a Craftsman, and this was back in the day when this was very old. So I mean, this is an old one, so it's lived its life. And I'm ready to go buy a new tool. Anyhow, went to cut this. I said, well, I'll just use a jigsaw to cut it, and I didn't have any metal blades. So I'm gonna go cool off and go to Lowe's. That's my favorite place anyhow, so not there, I'll go to Ace. I think I'm gonna try a battery powered one if they have it. It's just so much more convenient, but I just don't know if a cutoff wheel will last very long with a battery. But we gotta see what they got. I'll get back to y'all.
Tomorrow for sure.
How do you guys do it? I know there's a lot of people who live where it rains almost every day. It's been almost 2 weeks straight now. Every day we wake up to this. We're basically giving up on the garden. It's doomed. Just a quick weather update. And no, yesterday I could not find a saw or a saw blade anywhere at Lowe's. Try Ace this morning. Talk to you in a bit.
Eventually.
Friday, June the 19th, 12:34 in the afternoon. It's time to get going on the bug again. Looks like everything's clouding over with me. It's hot and muggy in here, man. Anyhow, I had a total failure at Lowe's. I couldn't get the cutoff tool I needed. So I ordered on Amazon. And I think it's the 24th before it's going to get here. I even had a hard time finding jigsaw blades, metal, but I finally found some generic ones that'll fit my jigsaw. So I'm going to try to at least get this trimmed on this video. Let's see how well it works. Alright guys, I did manage to get me a white Sharpie. I'm hoping this will work on this black metal so I can see the lines. I'm just going to kind of draw out about where I think. We'll have to do a lot more trimming as we go along. Alright guys, let's see where that gets us. Alright guys, that was rough on the hands, but it got the job done. Yeah, and I know it's rough edges, but we'll get that file down later. I'm just trying to get a basic fit now. Probably gonna have to do a little bit more cutting and stuff also. We'll find out. And no, I don't think this is gonna fit. I had to start somewhere. Ow. Well guys, it's much closer than I thought. I think I see the problem. It fit in there pretty good. I do have to trim a little on this side, but I think the problem is not the pan, but this I think the floor has been coated in fiberglass, so I think that's what all this is hanging over here. I think that's what's getting in my way. Let's see if I take my grinder to it and see if I can knock that down. If it is metal, it's old metal and it's real thin, so I might can chop through it with the grinder. Until my cutoff wheel gets here, I don't have a whole lot I can use. Let's see what happens. That's gonna be a nasty job. Let's see if I can cut this corner out. Turned out to be a pretty easy cut. Thought that was gonna be hard. Let's see where we're at. Get the persuader out. Well guys, I think now looks like to me the panel's a little wide. And as you know, this is not an original panel, so sometimes you just have to make it fit. I don't think all the beading in the world's gonna make this one fit, but let's see what we got down here. What it looks like to me is this comes in here towards me and my panel does not. But I'm also seeing I don't really need that little section of paneling. So I'm gonna chop it out, make it fit. Because basically I'm just gonna be cutting the floor out down here. And even if I have to patch it a little bit, it'll still work. Alright, I'll get back to you. I think if I chop it in this area right here, I think we're going to be getting pretty close. Nothing to do but to do. So let's get that chopped out. And always weld it back. Alright guys, I forgot to turn the camera on the last couple of cuts, but it's turned out okay. Got it in there. It's a little high right here, but I can beat that down with a steel hammer. Everything else is fitting fine. I think what I'm going to do is kind of trace the outside of it. Not today, but the day I go to cut the floor out. That way I'll know I have to stay inside those lines. That way I can cut out all the rust at least. I call this kind of like a patch panel. And we're gonna, instead of actually following the lines of it and cutting it, I'm just gonna kind of patch it in there, mainly because I don't know how well I can do welding yet. So we'll find out. And yes, I'm about to sweat to death. So I think we're gonna call this an end today. I'll be back next Tuesday and we'll be doing something Hopefully everything comes in. I think it's the 24th. My cutoff tool comes in, so I can at least cut this floor out. And then I got to look at my welder and see what I'm gonna need for it. I need to get some gas for it, so I don't even know where to go to get gas for it, but I'm sure I can figure it out. But alright guys, I'll talk to y'all Tuesday. Unless something goes wrong. I'm leaving for Naples, Florida here pretty soon to go see my granddaughter. And then after that, we should be smooth sailing after that. So let me know if you like the Baja Bug idea, because I haven't ordered the front clip yet, but that'll be the first thing I'm going to order. So no turning back after I order it. Alright guys, talk to you next Tuesday.